our students actually develop a portfolio and also a brand book of themselves. And if you go to a portfolio review, the brand books of themselves almost get more attention than the students' work portfolio. And when I say portfolio, I mean it's all online. They have paper too, but they all have online portfolios. When the students create brand books, they're unique to that individual themselves. One student did a family tree and showed all the negative characteristics that he had inherited from his ancestors. Recruiters and headhunters are really turned on to these brand books, and they get the students a lot of attention, the graduates. And so all the graduates want to do them now.
I think you need to have an opinion as a young creative, as a student, on what kind of career you'd like to have. That doesn't mean you need a definition of, I want to work with this job title at this company. In fact, I think that's too limited. But I think you need to have sort of an inspired perspective on what you might do, and then reflect that in your portfolio. Otherwise, why would somebody hire you to do that dream job? A good example, I met with a few of our students last week for a portfolio review. They're entering their 8th quarter. They just had an internship that was a great experience, but they realized probably not the best fit for them. Big traditional ad firm. They're going someplace a little bit wilder and crazier this next quarter, and I think they're going to love it. And we opened the conversation. I asked them about companies and work and campaigns that they admire. They named a few pieces of work. And when they showed me their portfolio, their work reflected the same kind of tone and spirit of the companies that they admire most. So they had ideas that included physical product elements, that had great advertising ideas, that were well targeted, that had digital components, that had print components. They really showed a mix of lots of different pieces of work, maybe not in every single portfolio piece, but across the entire breadth of their portfolio. And in just a few selections, they showed a really wide range of skills. And I think that's what companies look for, and that's how young creatives prove what they're passionate about and what they're able to do.
Companies are wanting creatives now to really think about business and how to drive it and grow it, and develop a relationship with the consumer, not just talk at them, but have real dialogue and conversations and get them involved. And so it's a great opportunity. It's the best time ever to be in the business. You get to use a whole different part of your brain, because before it was more, you had to build a campaign, but it was building a personality for a brand, and the topography was really important, and the photography and the editing and the shooting and the storytelling aspect of it. But now there's a whole nother hemisphere that creatives have to bring to the table to be doing really good work. I think it was 2 years ago, I was at a portfolio review we were having, and half the agencies there said, "We are an advertising agency." And the other half of the attendees said, "We are a digital advertising agency." And there was a very strong delineation. And all the digital ones were looking for students that thought digitally, and all of the other ones, it kind of didn't matter. And at that time we were teaching all the students social media and all those areas. We didn't say this is a digital person and this is not a digital person. We saw it holistically. Within 6 months at the next review, every single agency there said, "I am a digital agency." When of course that agency couldn't have had time to restructure. So it's interesting that there's a drastic need for well-trained people in that area. And we chose to not train people as traditional and non-traditional thinkers. You must be able to handle all areas, because you may lead a campaign with different directions, and it shouldn't be siloed. It should be a total brand approach. So our students study, social media, Twitter and Facebook and blogging and everything in between, along with making print and traditional more interactive. Interactive isn't confined to a computer screen. Every campaign and every aspect of it should be interactive. The t-shirts that we do for our students, it actually has all the key commands for the computer programs upside down, so that when they're wearing it, they can be learning and producing their work faster. So even the school's t-shirts are interactive. One thing that our students learn quickly is that there isn't a formula. Every time you solve a problem, you have to start over. And you have to give the consumer a first time. You remember your first kiss, but you don't remember your 27th. So every time you have to come up with an idea for a brand, you have to be giving the consumer that first kiss. There's not a formula to it. You're always on your toes, you're always inventing, the pressure's always on. But that's also what makes it so exciting.